Hey, this is Aaron Shaw with another edition of Coach's Corner. This is our weekly newsletter on some tips and tricks to help you stay as healthy and active as possible. Today I'm going to talk about delayed onset muscle soreness, DOMS. So this is really common when people start a new exercise routine and your body's not used to taking on some resistive exercises. And so that's when you have a good workout one day and the next day your muscles feel kind of achy. Normal in the process of starting a routine or on the days, typically 24 to 48 hours following a really challenging workout. The good news is that DOMS are normal, first of all, as long as the soreness isn't in a joint. So if you feel discomfort in a joint or right around a joint, that can be a sign of overloading the tendons, and that can actually be something we would categorize closer to having an injury. But the muscle being sore, so this would be like the muscle belly of a bicep or your pecs or quadriceps or any muscle group where you feel like your muscles are almost tender to touch, that's what we call delayed onset muscle soreness. The good news is there are a couple of things you can do to diminish this discomfort. First of all, sleep. So your recovery, not only is your recovery going to be better with consistent sleep, but also your injury risk is associated with sleep. So there was a study in 2014 that showed a 1.7 time increase in injury risk for athletes who got less than 8 hours of sleep on a regular basis. So you probably get away with cutting sleep on occasion. That all happens. We all have nights where we just don't sleep very well. But for people, and specifically for athletes in this study, for athletes who get regularly get less than 8 hours of sleep, you increase your injury risk by 1.7. If you're one of these people who I can't even fathom because I really enjoy sleep, but if you're one of these people who regularly gets 6 hours or less, you have a 75% increase in being injured. 75%. So you cut out a couple of hours of sleep on an ongoing basis, your injury risk goes through the roof. And I won't say it's going to happen, but you're pretty much tempting fate with that. So to kind of tie this together, so to decrease the aches and pains that are associated, the delayed onset muscle soreness associated with exercise, one of the best things you can do is get sleep. I mean, and there's a ton of other benefits that we could go into just in sleep alone, but at least for the sense of recovering from the demands of exercise, the demands of activity, and to decrease your risk of being really sore afterwards, keep up with your sleep consistently. The next thing to think about is protein intake. So research has also shown that increasing protein intake will also decrease your delayed onset muscle soreness. And so a lot of our muscles are you're really made of like a lot of protein within our muscles. And so as we're disturbing the muscle system, as we're pushing and pulling and lifting weights, one way to quicken the recovery and to decrease this delayed onset muscle soreness is to make sure that your protein intake is adequate. So sleep, generally good nutrition is great. Bumping up protein, especially if you're going to be doing exercises that are either new, if you're newer to exercising in general, and so you're really kind of challenging all of your muscles in ways that you're not accustomed to. Those are the two best things you can do to delay that soreness. And the third thing I'll say is light cardio activity. So going for a walk, going for a bike ride, even going for perhaps a light jog, not sprints and not hill repeats or anything like that, or even jumping, running up and down stairs, but just a nice and easy jog, gets the heart rate up. All light cardiovascular activities will get your heart rate up, help flush out some of the byproducts of the exercise, some of the inflammatory response that we get from strength training. We can help flush that out, which will also decrease the soreness from the exercise. And that is just with a simple cardiovascular activity. Go for a ride, go for a long walk, go walk the dog. And those are ways that will decrease that soreness. So we've got light cardiovascular activity, good nutrition, make sure your protein intake is consistent, and sleep. Sleep is like the secret weapon for all sorts of health and fitness things, but specifically it will help decrease your risk of having, or it'll help you recover quicker, so you won't have that delayed onset muscle soreness. But even, I would almost say more important than that, if you cut out sleep, your injury risk goes through the roof. Get extra sleep, you're going to feel better, you're going to train better, you're going to recover better. So give those 3 things a try, and if you have any other questions about aches and pains or soreness, muscle soreness associated with your training, please reach out to me, reach out to your physio coach, because we're here to help you. So until then, keep up with your program and get some sleep.